Hi, this is NEC Electrical, and I'm your host, John, for episode number 3 on electrical test preparation. We're going to start right up in the B section, so let's get started. And I almost forgot to tell you, take notes, pays off. Alright, let's get started with bathroom. Just like it sounds, it's a room with a sink, a toilet, and a tub. Now, not in the code book, sometimes a bathroom is referred to as a water closet. Additionally, a half bath is a sink and a toilet. You will not find either one of these definitions in the code book. Make a mental note that everything in a bathroom has to be GFI protected. For more information on how to properly wire a bathroom, you might want to review video number 69, page 4 on my how-to series. Now, let's go to bonding jumper. Pay attention because this involves grounding, so it's very important. A bonding jumper is a connection between two or more pieces of equipment to establish electrical conductivity between those pieces of equipment, so that if one piece of equipment is grounded, then all of the equipment is also grounded. This is not how the code book states it, but they have it broken up into 4 sections that in essence say what I am saying. Next is branch circuit. That would be wiring between the breaker and the outlets that are supplied by that breaker or overcurrent device. Please note that wires are almost always conductors. Conductors are not always wires. Remember that. Branch circuit for appliances. This is a circuit that is intended for appliances, and permanent lighting cannot be used on a circuit defined as an appliance circuit. We go on to branch circuit general purpose. This is a circuit with 2 or more outlets that are to be used for lighting and appliances. In this case, it could be a television set, a clock, a lamp, whatever. We come to branch circuit individual. Now this is a very important circuit because it has only one receptacle and supplies only one appliance. An example would be a refrigerator, an overhead microwave, or perhaps a dishwasher disposal, which brings me to something that is not in the definitions portion of the book, but you need to know. That would be the difference between a dedicated circuit and a designated circuit. A dedicated circuit would be a refrigerator, an overhead microwave, perhaps a dishwasher disposal, or even an air conditioning unit. But basically, you have one breaker from the panel that goes to one device. Now, a designated circuit is a receptacle on a general purpose circuit that is set aside for a specific use. An example of this would be a sprinkler clock outlet or a garage door overhead outlet that is to be used for the garage door opener. Technically, a designated receptacle is not to be used for any other purposes than which is stated on the electrical plans, even though it shares the breaker with several other receptacles or outlets. So, to summarize, dedicated, one breaker, one unit. Designated, you have several outlets, but on that circuit, you have outlets that are specifically for an item, like a sprinkler clock. This might be in a garage, against the garage wall, or garage door overhead. This is only to be used by the garage door opener, even though it's shared with many different outlets. It's important that you note this because you're not going to find this in the code book. You will find it on plans though, and if you see it on a plan or a blueprint, you have to know what you're looking at. Now we get into something really fun. Branch circuit multi-wire. If you read this in the code book, it's really confusing. But to summarize it, it is a circuit with 2 or more wires that have a potential of anywhere from 208 to 240 volts to ground or neutral, and also has a current carrying neutral along with a ground wire. On a single phase application, you would expect 4 wires total, and on a 3-phase, you would expect either 4 or 5 wires in such a circuit. We now come to circuit breaker. It's a special kind of switch that allows you to turn power on and off the entire circuit. It also has a preset limit to cause the power to shut off when that power limit is exceeded. Only breakers that are clearly identified with its amperage limit can be used. There are several types of circuit breakers, and you should familiarize yourself with the 4 types listed in the code book. Now we come to clothes closet. This is a slippery item because some clothes closets are so big that they can be used as a bedroom. But your best bet is that regardless of size, if it's non-habitable and it's used primarily for the storage of clothes, then you have a clothes closet, and that has a direct effect on how and where you install lighting. Now we come to concealed, which means to be made inaccessible because of the way the building is constructed. Wires contained within a wall or installed within the construction of a building are considered to be concealed. Now we come to conduit body. This is called an inline conduit body. It allows access to wires. This is a 90-degree conduit body. It allows access to wires with a covered plate. Now the usefulness of these is that in an inline, you know you're only allowed 4 bins in any piece of conduit without a J-box. Well, a conduit body will allow you to have access to the wire, so without adding a J-box, you can go with 4 bins, add a conduit body, and continue on with your bins. On an LB or a side out, these are particularly useful for going around corners. So you have 1, 2, 3 bins, and you can't do a bend around a corner, so you use your conduit body. It gives you access to the wire, and once you get to that, you go with another bin and 3 more. So you can have 6 bins, and if you have a conduit body in between, then you're still within the 4 bin rule. They come in very handy indeed. These are also good for extremely long runs where perhaps you have a 150-foot run or maybe a 300-foot run. You might want to put these in between, so at 150 feet you can pull out a loop, put in the fish tape, and re-pull, and basically loop around so that your pull is much easier. Well, that pretty much covers today's lesson, and if everything goes right, we have 3 more lessons after this, so I would like to thank you for watching, and have a great day.